2, 1.
The Great Christmas Light Fight is on! Ho, ho, ho!
I'm dreaming of a light Christmas. With every light string that I light, may your display be vibrant and bright. And season 13 is back, thanks to Felicia Aaron-White.
I gotta ask her that. I've been wondering for a long time. I bet you my audience has too. But, wow. Hey, welcome to the library. I'm Brian Michael, your librarian, and we have a very rare Monday afternoon appearance, and it's a very timely appearance because today is December 1st, and the internet is going to be bogging as people search for Christmas stuff, or maybe I should have planned this better. Today is Cyber Monday, so if you see some bogging as we go through the interview today, it's either because people are shopping or because everybody's tuning in to watch my guest, one of my favorite people of one of my favorite shows, Miss Felicia Aaron-White, executive producer of The Great Christmas Light Fight. And as promised, we have her here today on The Librarian. She's going to have your undivided attention. So as you watch the show today, please, please, please submit questions. Ask what you want to know. I have a whole list of stuff here that I sent to her that we'll try to get answered, but we want to answer what you want to know. So without further ado, let me get the library in session here and I'll bring in our guest. And as you know, I'm always out until I'm in. So the librarian is officially in. Put that over there. You can see I decked it out a little bit today. Yeah, getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for Christmas. And we are going to get into our interview about the Great Christmas Light Fight and dive into season 13 that premieres this week. Yes, this week. You've all been waiting, and our contenders have been waiting a whole year. So let's do it. Let me find Felicia here. I know she's here. I got to add her to the stage, and we'll get started. So get those comments in. So give me a moment here, and I'm going to add Felicia to the stage, and we are going to bring her in. Hello, Miss Felicia. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Hey, I was doing it this morning. I was doing my voice. I do vocal exercises. I do sometimes. I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us. I know we've been working on this for a while, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was lovely. I was with my sister, my two best friends, and we just had a nice, small, cozy Thanksgiving with 4 dogs. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Lots of doggy love.
we had some doggy love too. We went to Kim's sister's house. We alternate hosting. It was not my time to host this year, but they have 2 dogs too, Marley and Presley, and they like to cuddle and they like to beg for food. So, but hey, I really appreciate you joining today. It's the perfect day outside of potential internet issues due to Cyber Monday. I forgot it was Cyber Monday, and I did do some testing and I saw some jittering. So hopefully it doesn't interrupt the interview too much. But for those that have watched my show before, if we do have issues, I'll repost something a little cleaner afterwards, and we'll get into it. So before we get started, let's see if we have any comments. I'd like to start this off with that. Attendance is going to be interesting because, again, it's a Monday, it's an afternoon, it's 12 Eastern time. But I see people are joining in, and of course they can restream this later. So who do we got joining? Oh, I know this person, and you might know them too. This is the Riera family, who is going to be on season 13 of The Great Christmas Light Fight with their Santa's Castle. So Bill, glad you're joining, and glad it's been exciting following your posts on social media, seeing how you're getting ready for the episode, and thanks to have you there. Here we have somebody who is a Light Fight hopeful. This is Lights on Trotters. I know they've been working with either AJ or Jamie or one of the others trying to get on. So thank you for joining. Aaron's glad to have you on board. Who else do we got? We have Giatano joining us. You might not recognize Giatano, or maybe you do.
I do.
Felicia.
I know. Yep,
Yes.
of course.
Yep. I think he's applied as well, and also was a regular attendee on Mr. Charlie Byers' channel, Christmas on Crestline, where you've done an interview before. So thank you, Giotano, and make sure I didn't miss anybody else. A couple miscellaneous ones here. So more will come in. We got more people joining in, and I think it's time that we get started a little bit. And I want to make it fun. And I know you've done other interviews, but I guess we got to get over some of the obligatory stuff expected. Could you introduce yourself and explain who you are and what you do and how you got into Hollywood?
Yes. So my name is Felicia Aaron-White. I am a producer. I've been working in television, specifically unscripted reality and competition shows for my whole career. I was really fortunate to be brought on to the Great Christmas Light Fight very early on. It was the original concepts. Sorry, I'm gonna like skip ahead to one of our future questions now because it makes sense to explain it here. The original concept of the show, and they brought it to Fremantle, which is our production company, this amazing production company that does all sorts of game shows that you know and love, like Let's Make It Feel and Price is Right, et cetera, et cetera. Many, Family Feud, all of the big ones. And so Brady had been brought on to be the showrunner, Brady Connell, who many light fighters know and love. And he brought me on to help them figure out, like, what is the format? How do we pull this off? Because we had that first year only like 5 months to put it together. So I came on and I was supposed to just be a consultant. I was getting married that year and I needed time to plan my wedding. So I said, I can only help you for maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months maximum. And then here I am all this time later. And yeah, it's been a real, honestly, one of my favorite parts of my career because I've been doing this show for 13 years now. And yeah, that's a little intro. By the way, your intro song was very cute, but it is not thanks to me that season 13 is back. Thanks to hundreds and hundreds
I
of
know.
people that worked on the show on ABC, so I cannot take credit for that.
I know. I was having a little bit of fun, but yeah, I was playing with AI, as many of us do these days. So if you're ever interested, I got a lot of cool alternate versions. Some are pretty funny, including like a headbanger version that came back. It was pretty fun. Yeah, I still don't understand Hollywood. Every time I talk to somebody who's in it somehow and how I've met people through our experience on Light Fight, it just seems like a difficult business to get into. So it's interesting how you see people, what they're doing, and if you look at their profiles or get to know them, the things they've done in the past, and it's like, well, how did that lead to where you are? And it's interesting. I like learning about it. So with respect to Light Fight, what specifically did you have that made Brady think of bringing you in? Was it, you said it was about game shows, but like what? What's the specific thing on game shows that makes it important?
Yeah, so I'm fortunate enough to have a special skill where people often hire me when they have like the seed of the idea, whether they've sold it or it's still in development, and they want to put it across the finish line, actually take the idea to fruition. How do we schedule it? How do we format it? Meaning, like, what is the structure of the show? How do we cast it? And so I'm really good at taking that initial idea and getting it across the finish line to the first season. And it's definitely one of my favorite part of what I do, because it's a big puzzle. It's really enjoyable. And so Brady had known we had done a show together, Capture. And so he brought me on to help figure it out because we had so little time to put it together that first year. And he also brought on Max Swedlow, who's another executive producer of the show. And Max is an amazing storyteller, and he's really good at figuring out, like, how do we tell the story with the footage that we have? And like, what footage do we need to tell the story we want to tell? And so together, and Brady has a very long history of running big shows. So together, the three of us were really able to put our heads together and get it across that first year. And then we just loved working together. So we kept doing it for many years. Brady has now retired and moved on from the show, but he will always be a massive part of the Great Christmas Light Fight.
I know. I heard that, and many of us met Brady. I got to meet Brady at Trans World a couple years ago. Have some great selfies with him and our family, and you guys do a great job because obviously we're going on season 13, and we'll talk about future soon, but season
Yes.
13 is going to premiere shortly. And we're going to dive into that because I know we have a lot of people, especially those that are contending and that are joining, have been waiting a whole year, and they're finally seeing some footage, which, by the way, the first commercial dropped pretty early this year, in my opinion, at least on social media. And I finally saw on ABC one of the drops last week, I guess. So it's starting to trickle out there. Matter of fact, why don't we play real quick just the intro commercial? Let me do that real quick, just
Okay.
for some fun. Let's do that. Check this out.
It's Santa.
The Great Christmas Light Fight.
Flawless.
Thursday, December 4th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I love it. It was awesome. It's awesome. I like fiddling around with that stuff too, if you haven't noticed playing around on my channel, but I like the editing process. I can't wait. I know we've talked about trying to get Max on for an interview, and I'm still hoping for that down the future because that's when we can dive into all that fun stuff. Although I did get to talk to Brian, who works on the casting team, during an interview earlier this year, and he talks a little bit about how the footage gets together for the pitch. So it just sounds fun. It sounds fun. So with
Editing is
respect,
important.
it is. Editing is the part that's fun. So what specifically do you do with each season for getting the episode together? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So my role has evolved over the years, but my main focus, well, there's a few of them. First, it starts with casting. So we have an amazing casting team that we are so lucky that want to keep joining us year after year, who are starting up this week. So if you've been waiting to hear back from a casting person, please be patient. They're just starting it back again after a really long hiatus. They're starting back this week. So you will hear from us soon. And I see they're all joining on the chat. So hi guys, big shout out to our amazing casting team, Kristen at the helm, and just we're so fortunate to have all of them. So that's what I'm going to next. We're going to have our first meeting today and get back in the
Oh,
studio.
nice.
And we should talk about more about casting soon and how everyone can apply. Back to your question though. There's a few facets to my job. So one, I love to be a support system for the casting team. They basically run themselves now. They don't really need my day-to-day help at all, but I always try to be there for them to answer questions. And I make sure to be one of the first people to watch they do a little edited cut. So if you're lucky enough to get to interview for the show, and we should probably talk about the various stages of casting so everyone has a refresher. But if you're lucky for the show, then the casting team, Brian or someone else from the casting team who does the editing, will edit down a little package that is a combination of your interview and all the footage you've submitted. And so I'll make sure to watch that right away if I can before ABC sees it. And I love to just support the casting team through that process. Then the best part of my job comes where once we've narrowed down and we have an idea of who ABC is leaning towards, I am the person who takes the first stab at like putting the episodes together. And I know many of you are mad at me because you say, why can't it be all synchronized light shows in one episode and all blow molds in one episode? And I know that the light fight community would love that. However, we are a TV show for the masses. And so it's really important that we always have a little bit of everything in every episode because we need to appeal to everyone. So that's why you'll see the apples to oranges, very different displays all going up against each other, small and big and farm and, suburban, etc., because we want every single episode to appeal to everyone. And so I'll put together what we call our slate and present it to ABC. And of course, when I say I'm doing something, it's never me alone. We have this amazing team of people that's always helping, and we're a huge collective collaboration through and through. Once we get that approved, then my focus becomes pre-production, which is supporting the production team to make sure that the schedule works for the families, the schedule works for our team so that they can have some days off and a good work-life balance as much as possible on such, intense shooting schedules. And really just making sure that everyone's happy. So I go into like manager mode where I'm just making sure everything's running smoothly, everyone is cooperating, and that it's a positive experience for all of our families. I'll go to as many shoots as I can. I can't go to them all, but we can talk about that later. I know you've been
It's one of my
dying to
questions.
and so I'll go to as much filming as I can. But really when I'm there, I'm often there once again in a supportive role. I think it's so important as good managers, right? Our amazing producers like Ann Hill and Marcy and Steve and Maggie, they all know what they're doing. They don't need me to be there, but I'm there to, to make sure that everyone is having the best experience possible and do what I can, even if it's just occasionally like telling people great job. And so, I'll be there watching the filming. And then when the filming's over, Max really leads editing. However, I'll watch at least the first cut of everything. Oftentimes I'll watch multiple, but what's funny is that I kind of like being surprised once we get a little deep into the edit. I wait uh, a couple months before I see the final version because it's so fun. And then it's almost like I have that experience that the families do.
See, I think that's awesome because if those who are not familiar with the show and you're just going through experience, the reality is every episode is actually ready by like the end of January and it's put on a shelf. So I always wonder if you guys did screeners or did you put it away and move on and take a break? So that's fun. But
Yeah,
that's cool.
we all go work on other projects, but so I'll watch like first, second or so cut, so I know what's in the episode. But then the real refining, like the perfect music edits and all that, like I wait for that magic. Probably in the summertime, I'll watch it right before we start putting together a next season, and it's so fun to just see like how it all crisps up in a way that our amazing editing team always does.
Yeah, and that'll actually play well this year because you're moving back to the old filming format. So it'll kind of get you back in the spirit, if you will, and kind of prep to see, hey, what did we film last year? What can we update to this year? And I'm sure that's going to be a whole new experience. You've done it before. Going back to it, we'll see what the challenges are, but it worked before. It worked before.
Yeah, should we talk about that now? Just since it's the
Yeah, why don't we? But before we do that, you did mention your team, and I do agree. It's all about the team, and you got Alicia joining. Thank you for joining again, Alicia. She's been on the show before, and I really appreciate it. We got Miss Kristen Moss enjoying the Librarian channel as well and joining and supporting you. One of my other favorite people, Miss Christina Mayorga. Hey, she's getting ready to get married, right? So that's going to be exciting.
Yes, she is. She just did.
Oh, that's what I thought. Oh, so it happened already. I don't know if it's true or not, but thumbing around, I'm pretty certain two of our camera crew members that were on our shoot got married as well.
I
won't
did.
say their names in case I don't want to, but they did. So that's kind of cool. Who else do we got here? We got Jamie joining. Hey, Jamie. You just had a birthday not too long, Jamie. Happy belated. I tried to post, but it wouldn't go for some reason. And he says teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, we all know that. And who else do we got here? Got some other people joining in, but I wanted to get your team. Hey, if you have comments as you're watching, put them in. We're going to get into some of these other questions. Felicia hit on a couple things. Kind of, like I said, we have some questions prepared. We're going to jump out of order, but we're going to hit everything you want to know. So get it into the comments. But, you did say you are getting ready to have a meeting, Felicia. And I was always curious, and I'm sure it's different pre-COVID, and it's hard to believe that was started 2020, over 6 years ago almost. But I always wondered, like, how do you guys get together? Did you ever at one point do big in-staff meetings where you get in front of your board, the beast, as you call it, including the judges, or has it always been remote Zoom type stuff? Can you talk about that? I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, so we, like most offices, we had an office and we were in person, although we were always semi-remote because we film all over the country. We always had a few staff members that remoted in, but for the most part, we would get together every day, Monday through Friday, and we had this big cork board where back when I was in charge of the schedule originally, before better minds took it over, we called it the Beast. It was a ginormous cork board with index cards, and that's how I figured out how we would film the show on our crazy schedule that first year, and the first few years. Now everything's digital. It's all Google Calendar, Google spreadsheets. We all work remotely, but it's actually for the best for a show like this, where we're filming very regionally, when we're filming in all different parts of the country. It's lovely that we have team members that live in Texas, that live in Georgia, that live in New York, all over the place. So we're really fortunate that for us, the transition to remote work was a huge improvement for the show, truly. And also, we have found that it creates a bit of a better work-life balance, because sometimes contestants don't understand it's our job, and they will email and call at all hours.
Well, speaking of that, I know somebody who does get a lot of calls all hours, but she's all up in their DMs and all. That's Miss AJ Rochester. She's joining in and
Yes.
saying hi. Hey, AJ. I've been known to message her a few times too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we really like the remote work.
So if you don't mind me asking, what might your kickoff meeting you said you're having later today? What kind of stuff will you talk about?
So Kristen, who leads the casting team, will lead the meeting, and we're going to get our ducks in a row. We've all been apart working on other projects. We're all freelancers in this industry. So now we got to get back and focused on Christmas. We need to talk about what our priorities are for casting this year. I'm just going to launch into it really quick since we're on the subject. We are looking for houses. Now, we're very fortunate that we did a full casting last year. So we already have a lot of great contenders lined up. We don't have anyone officially selected, but we have a lot of people who've gone very far in the casting process, and we're really hopeful that we can continue with them. But we have a new schedule, and we have lots that we have to sort out, and we're always looking for new families. And as this, for many families, it is a multiple year process, right?
Yep.
We might start talking to you, and then I remember Ben Araman, we talked to him for like 6 years before he was on the show, right? That's not that he was always meant to be on the show, and sometimes it's about developing that relationship. Sometimes it takes that long to get better footage. So every family's journey is a little different, but know that we might talk to you for a while and get you prepared for the stage, potentially before it happens. We need a lot of options to present to ABC every time. So it's good that we continue to look for the biggest and brightest and most unique displays.
Yeah, you just hit on something that definitely was a topic, and we might as well cover it now, is season 14. And as part of me doing this fan base show and just being around in the lighting community and going to events, I get a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. I almost feel like AJ and Jamie and Alicia and your crew reaching out to me for advice and what to do. And one of the questions that's come up a lot is season 14 happening? And I'm here today. It sounds like it's definitely happening. At least it's casting. So
yes. So let me
tell us about that.
Yeah. We're excited that we are moving back into casting. So that is always the first step towards filming again. Historically, the way television happens, not just our show, but all shows, we never get a green light this far in advance, right? It comes in phases. So first is winter casting, then is summer casting, which we will now be doing in the spring. And then sometime between spring casting and the summertime, we will get the official word if we are moving forward. Don't worry, this is totally normal. This is what has happened every single year. Our timeline is just pushed up now. So I don't think anyone has any reason to worry. I can never say it's officially happening. I remember for as long as I've been working on the show, I've always had to give the parenthetical, we're not greenlit yet, right? And that's a very normal practice in television. Everything is seasonal. If you work in another business, you probably think, why? Why would you procrastinate so long? Why would they wait so long to make decisions when the show's a hit? Well, here's the thing. Television and all media is very it's all about trends, right? So it's very hard to make decisions ahead of time if they don't know what's going on in the world, right? So it makes sense that they want to always make decisions as late as possible so that they can always be in tune with what's happening in the world. Now, personally, I don't think Christmas is going anywhere. I think people will love it for all time. And I think our show has a very long future ahead of it. And I know that's what our whole team and our light fight community is hoping. But it's just the game that we have to wait and see every year to get that green light. So no one should be worried. We're just changing our timeline and we're going back to similar to what we did on the early years. The first 5 seasons we shot same year that we aired. Now, the difference is we've learned, we've changed, we've grown since seasons 1 through 5. So we don't make you film for 6 days anymore. We don't make you put up all your displays in 21 days. You know, we've really evolved with the show, and so it will continue to be a very short window of time, 2 days of filming, maybe 3 days of filming, and it will be we're not sure on the timing yet, but we're telling everyone to be prepared to have their display up right after Labor Day.
Yeah, and I would say, just to echo or chime in on a couple of those comments, I did get the experience to go to a season 3 filming to a local family, and I still remember all the leaves on the trees. Everybody was sweating like crazy. Luckily, they were in a regular neighborhood without an HOA. So I guess to kind of piggyback on what you said, and I want to confirm, especially for our viewers that are applying and hoping to get on season 14, if they've already applied and made it through the process pretty far, it sounds like they're still probably on the top of the list, if you will. However, they need to check in with their casting associates to make sure the new schedule works with them, especially if they're in an HOA. Thoughts on that?
Correct. Yeah. So, and everyone doesn't need to like rush and call us right now. We're just starting today. Give us a second to get ourselves together. We will reach out to you and confirm that if the new schedule works for you. The good news is we've already talked to all these families, right? Those who've made it far enough in our process that they have done interviews last year, or have done background checks even. These families are people that we continue to talk to, and we'll keep them up to date. We will update everyone in really good time, but give us a few days to get our feet wet, right? If hundreds of people start calling AJ, it's gonna bog her down a little bit.
Yeah, I know they're excited. So hear that, viewers? If you've already applied, just check in with casting, give them the time. They're just kicking off their internal casting meetings today, as Felicia shared with us. I'd love to be a fly on the wall there just to hear that, because it's exciting. And then 2, there's plenty of time. And if you follow the channel, by the way, if you're watching and you're new, hit like, hit subscribe, submit comments as we're talking here. We got plenty of time for more interview stuff. But you might have seen my episode right after the season 14 news came out in the end of summer. I put together a step-by-step video. If you're interested in it, just go check out the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, let me pop it up here. It's called the step-by-step. It's literally everything from applying to what to expect, you'll see, how it'll work, how your filming will work, when it's time to air. It's a really cool video. And even though I applied in 2022 and aired in 2023, I checked with several people that are applying or have applied recently, and the process is still fairly consistent. So check out that. I think it'll be very helpful. And in that video, what I really did talk about, Felicia, was it's, even though the change of the seasons to maybe filming at the end of summer could be challenging, what I did talk about in there, especially if you're in an HOA, is at least gives you time now to not only get the best footage possible and record it the right way, as we know, horizontal.
Always this way,
always
never
horizontal.
this way. Always this way, never this way.
Hey, by the way, back to those ABC commercials. It's frustrating. They're all shown this way, TikTok format. Drives me nuts.
Well, but you're looking at the ones made for social media, right? Those are not the ones that are airing on television. So
I know. I still like watching them, but when I saw them, I was like, man, come on, turn that camera this way.
yeah,
that's
the thing.
So that's what that video is helpful. And again, apply at lightfightcasting.com. We got a lot of the associates on here. Matter of fact, let's check in on comments real quick. See if we got any new ones.
lightfightcasting.com.
That's Jamie. I mean, AJ waving at the camera. I'm probably jumping out. Oh, here's somebody on the premiere. Mr. Carl Jimenez out of Arizona.
Yes, we're very excited to see him.
Who else do we have here?
Episode premiere.
Oh, another season 13. The Paul family out of California.
Yeah.
So can't wait to see that. You're going to want to stay tuned. I have my own fan-based hype video I'm going to play, and almost all of you are in it. All of you are in it. Everybody knows I have a tendency to scout. Did I miss anybody else here? Oh, here's one I want to point out. My buddy Henry Swenson from season 11, The Giant Pumpkin. You talked about going to episodes when I went and visited Henry. I know you were there. I know Brady was there. I know Tanya was there. So got to see his big pumpkin. And Henry has a cool story. He just got back from Iceland and has posted some of the most amazing footage of the Aurora Borealis and glaciers and all kinds of cool stuff. So Henry's an awesome dude.
We have a question in here from Giatano. That's a good one that we should probably share with everyone. They're asking, how soon do we want their new footage displays? Like I said, we're just getting up and running this week. We're going to prepare everyone's box folders again. And then as soon as you have the footage, put it in there. Don't wait. Get it in there so we can look at it. We always want to have new footage every year, new, beautiful, slow footage. So really quickly, you're never filming like this. You're always filming like this, or with a real camera if you have a real video camera as well. But you want to go really slow, like painfully slow. If it doesn't feel awkward and how slow you're moving, then it's too fast. And the reason I say this, it's always a good test to look back at the footage that you just shot. And does it look as good as you thought it did? Or is it jumpy, jerky, fast? We can't really use that footage. We need really slow moving, or even just keep it held and make sure to get us options, right? Do it from this angle, do it from that angle, do a big wide one where we see the whole house, do medium shots where we can see full scenes, and then show us closer little details. So all of this information is available on lightfightcasting.com. And I'm sure Brian's webpage is a good resource. I'm going to check that out as well.
You have it in my video. It shows every angle, including what it looks like. And I will definitely attest. You think you filmed something and it looks terrible. Perfect example, when video cameras are around, and Kim and I first got married, I had that thing. And after watching back those videos, I think I'm going to have a seizure because it's like this. So
if it's not painfully slow, it's too fast. That's
yep, I hear. Giatano, thank you for asking that question. By the way, I did forget to call out props here, and let me see if I can find it. He's here somewhere. Oh, Charlie does say hi. He got called into work from Christmas
Charlie.
on Crestline, but Charlie's a great guy. We are still planning. I don't know if you know, we did this last year, Felicia, but last year, Charlie, myself, and then a few past light fighters, and AJ participated as well. We either watched live during a episode and commented on it in between commercial breaks, or we came back a day or two later and did some things. It was really fun, and we're hoping to do that this year. And I know a couple of the associates are hoping to participate in that. It's
Awesome.
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Henry's loving this too. Hey, why don't we get into season 13 that premieres on ABC this Thursday at 9 Central, right after Steve Harvey and Celebrity Family Feud. I already checked. My DVR's set. It's ready to go. And I'm going to be watching all of it, even though I'm on the road this week for work. But what can you tell us? What can we expect to see at the premiere of The Great Christmas Light Fight for season 13?
This season is truly amazing. Every year, the lighting community gives us more and more great, unique displays. So we're really, really proud of this season. You're going to see all sorts of displays, including some of our smallest displays. We've had some really unique small displays over the years here or there, and we've got another one that's coming in the premiere. We have some amazing heavyweight displays that are probably some of our biggest and best that are really exciting. And so that will be on the second week. and truly lovely families with beautiful stories. Oh, look, you've got it all up there. I can even read a cheat sheet.
Yeah, I was going to talk about episode 1, but well, might as well pop it up.
Yeah. I have this terrible habit of always trying to be unbiased and like love all my children the same. So I
We all
but
do.
yes, we have truly amazing displays this first episode. We've got the Peluso family with some really like detail-oriented, beautiful, high-tech yet nostalgic display. The Greason family has a train theme display, and Carter gets on this really huge swing. It's very fun. Jimenez family, that is the smaller display I was talking about. It is small, but it is so mighty, and it's just an incredibly heartwarming, fun display. The Irvin family, so that's the second episode. We've got the Lunar family with their, if you're in the community, you know the Lunars, and they've got a very big display. And Alan Kopatz, who's so near and dear to my heart because we've been working with him for so many years, and he has one of the most heartfelt displays. The list, he has a theme, which is Santa's naughty or nice list, but they're all a nice list. We're only focusing on the nice kids, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands, I think, of names, and kids can go and find their name on the nice list. So it's a truly beautiful display. The Irvins are incredibly lovely people, and I can't wait for America to meet all of these families.
Yeah, it's interesting. You brought up a couple of things I want to comment on. First was, as I did my scout, I did notice that it did look like a year potentially, and this was going back a couple months before we saw the schedule come out, of featuring, I'll call them the smaller displays or smaller properties. It seems to be quite a few of them. And I do talk about this in my video. You don't have to have a giant display or property or even the most lights or props to be on the show. It's how you put it together, how you potentially theme it, how you present it. And then at the end of the day, once the judge, whether it's Carter or Tanya there, it's the feeling at the show in addition to the light. So I did notice that. So you hit on that. The second thing is go ahead.
Let me cut it. Reason we have those small displays on there. We wouldn't just have any small display. These are very unique displays. That is always going to be the number one thing we look for. If you want to be on the show, what is your story? What is your angle? What is your unique theme? How do we present you, right? Like if I was going to pitch you in an elevator to an ABC executive verbally, how would I describe your display? What is your hook? So that means either a unique theme, a totally unique decorating style, a totally new DIY technique, something that makes your display stand out, whether it is big or small. That's always going to be our number one thing we're looking for, is something new.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I see, back to people reaching out, either posting in the Facebook groups or reaching out directly. There's some people, and I try to be honest as I can, that show me a picture of their wonderful display, and I try to give them advice back on, here's why it may or may not be selected for the show, at least right now. Work with a casting associate, but here are some tips. And you did the same thing. You go back to what you do on the show. I mean, you reach out to the contenders, whether they make it or not, and try to support them. I still remember the call. If you watch my video, Felicia, you might see a little surprise in there about my phone call you made to us. You're very supportive, and so is everybody on the show. So I totally respect that. And you talked about Ben and Nancy Araman, great people. I've talked about it a lot. 5 years is kind of like the longest. Some are a little bit longer, some are shorter, unfortunate. So you got to be patient. You got to work with the casting associate. But the other thing I noticed too in my scout, and maybe it's not so much anymore, but it did look like you were regionalizing again, like you did in COVID. And I just don't know if that happened to be where the displays were, filming, logistics, budget, anything like that. You have 6 in California, 3 in Texas, 2 in Arizona, 2 in Virginia, and the rest are scattered around. Was there any regionalization this year, or is it just coincidence?
Yeah, we are aiming to be more regional. And what I mean by that is that we're aiming to make the travel more manageable for the judges. So that's going to look different every year. We would love to get to some of the less populated states. So that's still a goal of ours always. But it's going to be essential that we find other displays kind of near your display in order to make that happen from a logistical standpoint. So, we have an amazing team on it. They're always looking for like, what are the states? I think there's about 6 states we haven't tapped into yet. I can pull it up if you're curious.
I can tell
So
you right now. Do you want to know?
okay, sure, please tell us.
It's actually more than 6. Alaska,
Yes.
Delaware, Iowa. Is that Iowa? Yeah, Iowa. Kansas. Charlie Byers, I keep telling you, got to get going. Maine, Montana, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Vermont, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming.
Correct.
I was hoping to see
You got
one of
them
those
all
top ones.
right. You got them all right. Yes, so we would love to get to those states if we can. But the trick is finding enough great displays that are ready for the show. There's always great displays there, but are they ready for the show? Do we feel like it's their time? And we need to find enough in that general driving region to make it happen. So, yeah, you're very astute. I don't want this to turn anyone off. You should apply no matter where you are. If you have an
Oh,
amazing,
definitely.
everything in our power to get to you. So
Yeah.
please apply and leave the logistics to us. You all don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, like I said, I like keeping my facts. And when I looked at the list this year, I was like, oh, maybe they'll check one off this year. And like you said, though, at the end of the day, the display has to be in the state. So, and let's face it, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, they always go to Florida and Arizona and Texas and California, but they're huge states with lots of big displays. I'm sure there's plenty of untapped. So
I actually have a theory of why that happens too. Because of course we would like to change it up more if we could. I think that people in warmer states tend to go more extreme because they don't have to battle the elements. You know, we hear it a lot from people, and I'm saying this because I want you all to prove me wrong. In the colder states, in the harsher weather states, prove me wrong. But what we do tend to find is in these super populous, really warm states, it's a little easier to put up extreme lights, and so then we're finding it more. But I would love to be wrong on that.
yeah, I know viewers have posted after episodes air on the Light Fight socials and say you picked the wrong one or they never film in the snow. And I know you do. As a matter of fact, I saw them chime in here. I know this person lives up in the snowy area. Chris Clark, Mr. Blow Mold. He even has more than me. Clark's Crazy Christmas Display joining us from Ohio. They dealt with weather this past week. His display's up. I know you have some other people that are applying from that area. Of course, the Lunars are from there. Great people. So you guys do definitely film up in, you were up in Henry's place up in Massachusetts. It gets cold up there. He's always chasing weather.
And of course we have more snow, but we have to film at a certain time of year. So it's really hard to get snow when we have to film. I wish it was different, but we can't force Mother Nature's hand, can we?
I know there's some magical episodes where I guess I'll use the word lucky that had either snow or light snow when they were filming. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, Felicia, and I don't know if I'll play the video, but I was on a business trip last week in Colorado, and I happened to get to stop by, and I got to meet Walter from the Hazard's Gingerbread House and spent some time with him. He was not done setting up. He just did his grand lighting last week, but in his episode, we talked shared stories, and he said, man, we did our interview in the front porch, and he goes, I had an inch of snow on my head. They had to keep brushing it off. So it was funny.
They were troopers.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. I sent him a hat. He wanted one. He was asking about it. Hey, back to season 13, one of the other big things that's come up is the format change to 3 families versus 4. Why did that happen? Advantages, disadvantages, if any? What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we decided to switch to 3 families, and I'm glad we did because we have way more time to get to know the families now. We have more time to look at the lights and actually see more of their beautiful display. We have more time to understand the DIY. We have more time to get to know their story. It's something that we heard families tell us and fans of the show tell us for years and years and years that like we tuned in to see Christmas lights and there's barely any time to see the Christmas lights. Well, we heard you, and we're very happy we made the change because I think the show is stronger this way. So I'm really excited for everyone to see it, and we're all very happy with the change. So I think we're going to keep it for the foreseeable future. And hey, one in 3 shot at $50,000 is better, right? I don't hear
30,
anybody.
33. Not 6'7", 33, whatever 6'7" means. No, but yeah, I agree. There's always been a lot of feedback on, the one disadvantage is there's less families can get on each year. But the definite advantage is seeing more of that behind the scenes footage and maybe a deeper dive into the families or how they do. What I am curious about, does anything change with the trophy ceremony or anything like that, or is it all pretty much just more time at each family?
It's more time at each family, and I'm not going to reveal all the secrets of this season. You got to tune in to find out.
Well, we're definitely going to tune in, and that's a key thing. We need everybody to tune in, invite people to watch it over again on Hulu and so forth. That being said, if you go to minis or any of the industry events, back early this year, Felicia and Tanya Nyack were at the Florida Mega Mini, and she's fibbing a little bit. She shared a clip with us, but even I did not record it, Felicia. Even you even said, please don't record this.
Good.
And I didn't. I didn't. But speaking of those events, is there any plans that you know of for you, the judges, or casting associates to hit any events in 2026?
Yeah, the casting team always makes an effort to go to a few of the conferences. If you would like us to attend your conference, please invite us. The judges, switching from my other show to this show, the judges would love to speak at events. And if that is something that your conference is interested in, I can put you in touch with their agents, and that can be negotiated. We would love to be as involved in the community as possible. It's just a matter of time and logistics. We all work other jobs, so we're not on this all year long. So we do our best to attend as many conferences as we can. So yeah, definitely send the invites. We'd love to. We find it's a really good way to meet new families, to encourage families. Typically, I think most of the people I met at the Florida Mega Mini, we were all aware of. The difference is having that one-on-one interaction. People went from saying, "Oh, I don't think I'm ever going to apply," to, "Okay, I'm really going to apply this year." So it's really helpful to have that interfacing.
Yeah, and you guys have done a lot of that in the past. Like I said, I've run into at the Christmas Expo, at Trans World, at a couple of the minis. I've run into various people from the show, yourself included. At the Florida Mega Mini, hold on, let me remove this. I want to show a slide here. And I forgot to remove that schedule. If you do go to these events, this is what you get into. This is a group picture of all the light fighters that attended this. Mr. Tom Stallings, who was a season 10 contender, reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you help us recruit some past light fighters to join our Mega Mini? We're going to have Felicia, we're going to have Tanya there." So go to these events. You never know what's going to happen. It was one of the most awesome experiences that many of us had. And even though the Grinch isn't copyrighted to approve to be on the show for Light Fight, at least that I know of anymore, he was there. And even the Grinch, his heart grew 3 sizes at that time when he saw all these Light Fight trophies and got to hang out with Tanya and Felicia. And, we even did a round table where, to your point, Felicia, most people in the group were on the show. But, everybody wants to tell their stories. They really do. And then if you're lucky, you get a photo like this. With Miss Tanya Nyack and the hat photo, I call it. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I really think people should get to these events, and we really appreciate that you all made time to come to that. So we do hope you see you at an event. All right.
I would love to go to more.
Plus, at least the Florida one's warm in March.
Absolutely.
All right. What else do I want to talk about here? So we already hit on season 14. Apply at lightfightcasting.com. It's definitely, casting is approved. The budget's there. They're having their kickoff meeting today. If you've already been applying, continue to apply. If you've made it very far, just check in again, give them time to make sure nothing changes with the filming schedule. So let me check on some comments, Felicia, and then we'll move on to the next stuff.
Okay.
Kristen says she went to the SoCal Mini. That one is on my list, and they keep changing the date, so I keep missing it, Kristen. So I'll get you there. And I know you were at the one up up in Wisconsin, the winter mini or whatever they call it, where they camp. They actually camp.
Oh, how fun.
Speaking of premiere season 13, Aaron
Hi,
Peluso
Aaron.
joining. Felicia made, I agree, Felicia made ours fun. You know, go back and watch that video. Felicia called me as I was about to drink margaritas on Labor Day weekend. And that's all I'll say. Go watch my video. What else do we got? What's Charlie saying here? Oh, Charlie hasn't seen some of those photos before. Yeah, well, follow me on my Facebook page, The Librarian. Hit like, subscribe. You'll find them there. Or Charlie, I'll show it to you when we meet up. So, oh, and by the way, Charlie wants to say hi to Kristen. And I'm sure he wants to say hi to you too, Felicia. I might have missed it. Oh,
We've
here's
been
somebody
talking.
else. Talking about going to events. I went to Earl, the Eastern Regional Lighting Enthusiasts. It was their first mini last year, inaugural mini, about an hour drive from me. And I met Susan there, aspiring decorator, has a great display. And see, she's joining in to learn more. That's what it's about, learning more and supporting the community.
And we're
All
so
right.
lucky. The only competition show I know where there's such a big community of people who support each other and help each other get on the show. Some people even go and help each other, you know, with the display, and the camaraderie in the lighting community is absolutely beautiful. It's why we have a show. I truly believe this like symbiotic thing where this community already existed. It was much smaller, and then the show came along and we tapped into your community, and we maybe help feed the community and you help feed us. And so it's all just a lovely thing. So going to the minis is great to meet people for sure.
It is. And I would say get around, go visit displays. You know, for example, Chris Steer is joining in from season 10. If you don't remember him,
Hi.
he was all the playhouses themed out like Department 56 villages, and got to win the Light Fight trophy. And Chris, glad to see you listening in. Enjoyed seeing your setup so far. And maybe I'll get up there. I did get up to New York. I guess it was last year, Felicia. I got to see the Keeler family from our season. They had all the blow molds. I got to see the Searland family who did the New City North Pole Airport, who was on the drone episode along with the Hazard family. I got to meet Preston Ward before and go to one of his drone shows with Gary. So those videos are out there on my channel. Go look for them. They're fun. And then I don't know who this is, but they're Firecracker 072, and they say, oh, Alan Kopatz. Look at that. Now we know his channel.
He's on
Know
the
his channel.
premiere night. Yeah.
We can't wait to see it. So, hey, you know what? I was thinking of you, Felicia, as I was decorating the inside of my home this weekend. And I threw this away, but then I got it back out. So we talked about trophies in the past. And I remember on all your interviews, you talked about this, the snow globe idea for the original trophies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just move it to one screen. So I had this in my attic like a dummy, and I pull it out. And I don't know if you could see it on there, but half the fluid is gone, and all the decorations that were under it were, they were wet. They were destroyed. By the way, the peanuts, if you didn't know, the peanuts can be featured on Light Fight. They are copyright proof. However, they kind of need to be in the background on your reveal night. I had a dozen or so of my hand-built animatronic Peanuts characters, and Maggie Morlath, our wonderful producer, made sure they still made it in, but they complied with the rules. But anyway, I brought this, I threw this away, and I got it back out, and I said, oh, wait, I got a story for Felicia, because, you know, I also have, I set up my favorite light this year. So this is the first thing I put up. I do not leave it out every year. So everybody, we're going to get to see these. This is trophy number 77. If you're following my stats on my channel, 77. So this year we are going to award trophy numbers 85 to 90. 85 to 90, if you didn't know that.
I love that you
And
know
you might
that.
want to know why the numbers are so weird. Put this over here. Some people are saying that doesn't add up, because if you didn't know this, up until season 13, Felicia, there have been 73 episodes. So why is there not 73 trophies? Well, it's because there were 65 individual displays. There was one neighborhoods display, which took 13 trophies. That's where the number gets inflated.
Correct.
Then you had your neighbors episode where there were 2 trophies that went to, for Mama Rose, she got her trophy. And then, of course, you had your heavyweights and your all-star. So the episodes don't line up, but that's why they're there. But the trophy. So anyway, I don't know if you want to read it. So I did have a question back to this snow globe. You said you guys made like I'll call it a preliminary original, this was the idea to do snow globes, and then you thought about the leaking out. Did anybody actually ever get one?
This is funny because over the years, like my memory on this is fading a little bit. But as I remember it, and I believe this is correct, just to back it up, fun fact, I was the one who said we should have a trophy. And then I said we should make it a snow globe. And I wanted it to be a real snow globe, a traditional one with a replica of their house inside. But of course, that was not possible given the amount of time we had to turn things around. We would find out the winners and have to film them, you know, a couple weeks later or days later. So we decided to make a standardized snow globe trophy that was in the shape of a light bulb that lit up. This is incredibly ambitious because it's not just a trophy. It's like a functional light that also needs to be shipped across the country. And if I remember correctly, we did give it to people in the first season and we had nothing but issues. So whether they actually kept one that was a snow globe or we fixed it before they kept it, I can't remember, to be honest. I'm going to have to ask Brady if he remembers. But yeah, we realized very quickly the snow globes were problematic because they started leaking. It was a bit of a nightmare. But we've had the same trophy ever since. And yeah, a really important part. I wish I had one.
Yeah, so I was kind of asking, I think that was one of the questions I sent you, like, do any of you have one of these trophies on your shelf just since you work for the show?
Back when offices were more of a thing, we had a backup trophy that would live on our executive Kim Clyde's desk, and she would just hold it for safekeeping for us. But nowadays, I think, you know, without offices and being remote, I think all the backups are just in a storage unit, and none of us have access to them. But that's
and
okay.
I've heard
It's
stories
more
you've actually needed backups. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I know there's the way the trophy is designed, for what it's worth, for those watching, it's hollow in the middle, so air gets up there. So I know when we filmed, ours was really clouded up, and it turns out there's a trick to take it apart. And believe it or not, Dave Castle, techie in the front, tacky on the back, I think had the issue, and somehow he got a copy of the actual real instructions on how to take the trophy apart, and he shared those with other folks that were having the same issue. And it was scary to do, but yeah. So, and I also heard that at some filmings, I won't mention the name, there was one filming where they shared that it took 3 trophies to get one to them that I guess looked presentable because of that issue. But anyway, I thought it's kind of a neat fact.
Yeah, it's a very complicated device that we engineered, and it has its drawbacks, but it's totally worth the beauty.
But the last thing on the trophy, though, it's made by a professional, like, movie prop house, right? Or a trophy place. It's not, I mean, it's heavy. People that have never seen it, it's insane what it is, and it's definitely better than the money. Don't get me wrong, money's good, but it's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Some trophy facts. I got my notes. For more notes, watch the Librarian channel, hit like, hit subscribe, and let's see if we got any comments.
That's
Then we'll move on, and then I'll get you on your track here, because I know we said an hour, but I'm running over here. Brandon Reaver's joining. I know he's been working with AJ trying to get on the show. Dynamite Dream Farms, great display, and actually came to my house and has a picture with that trophy. So really cool.
Fun.
Charlie wants to know, is there a trophy for the #1 supporter of Light Fight has never been on the show? Charlie.
Charlie is a huge booster for the show, and we love and support you. This is it's a e-hug is what we're giving you for now.
Yeah, Charlie's a good dude. We met him at Christmas Expo, and Charlie, I think we shared this, for what it's worth, Felicia, later in December, continue my quest to see as many Light Fight families as I can, especially in season. I am doing an OK Texas Xmas. So this is a state of Oklahoma, which I lived in for 9 years, right there in the middle, Tornado Alley. State of Texas being here. I don't have one of those, but we are going to visit multiple families later this year, including the Maywald family, including the Mock family, including the Brown family from Candyland Christmas.
Wonderful.
And then the Slankers. And then in between, if we have time, we're going to hit some others. I know Ben Sumner's up there, the Downs family, and there's a bunch of others. It's just, there's only so much time. There's only so much time.
Correct.
But that should be fun. And we're going to video everything, and we'll be posting some clips later to see where they are. By the way, can you end a dispute? I don't know if you've ever heard this dispute. So Jordan Maywald from season 7 has always been considered the youngest light fight trophy winner at the age of 21.
Not anymore.
And I keep telling him it's now the Blasco family. And he says, well, that's a nuance because you have to be 18 to accept the prize winnings. I guess that's the cash. And he says their parents, they're not going up on the roof like he does. End the debate. If you're watching, Jordan, sorry.
Look, it depends how you're looking at it. Technically, talking about prize recipients legally, yes, Jordan Maywald is the youngest, but I think he is no longer the youngest winner. Sorry, Jordan. I love you very much, but no. Those kids truly designed everything. They're in charge of everything. And I would never endorse children going on the roof for safety reasons, but we don't know what they do when we're not filming. So I'm just saying, yeah, I think they are now the youngest winners. Sorry, Jordan.
See, Jordan, when I see you, I'll condole you.
He still broke the record at the time, so he can keep that feather in his cap.
You know what's interesting about the show, though? Thinking of young people, if you go back and watch on, I might as well pop this up for you. If you go watch the Places and Spaces channel, which is rerunning and re-airing all seasons of Light Fight, although I got a little bone to pick, and I know it's not you, is every time I turn it on, they're playing the same 3 episodes. Get to season 11. But anyway, you can watch a lot of the channels, a lot of the episodes here. The drawback is you can't record them or you can't fast forward to one you want to see. You kind of watch it as flows. But where I was going with this, Felicia, is I forgot how many early 20s, even younger people have been on the show, and maybe they didn't win. That was where Jordan was talking about being the youngest winner. But there's been a lot of people on the show that are young. It's interesting. And I don't know if there's a trend. We talk about being on Light Fight and any trends coming out of the show. There's a lot of young people that have been on the show and still want to be on the show. So what are your thoughts on that? And what trends do you see coming out of Light Fight?
I wouldn't say it's a trend. I would say we've had just as many, if not more, retirees on the show. So really, I think we are always looking for the most diverse cast possible. We want unique stories. So if someone has a story that feels a little different than the next person's, we definitely might lean that way. Now, it's always going to be display first and foremost, is you have to have a unique, awesome display. But then story is a next great thing. So if we're leaning between 2 really amazing, unique displays and one family has a story that's easy to articulate, like the Blasco kids or Jordan's or any of the millions of stories we've shown on the show. Alan Kopetz has a great story. I see he's commenting right now. So yeah, while the age, it's not a factor in our decision-making really, it's more about story. Like, how do we articulate that you're a unique family? If that makes sense.
So yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Hey, let's check in. We do got some other Light Fighters saying hi. Speaking of the mocks that we're going to see shortly, we got Patrick joining. We also have the Queen of Zip Ties, better known as Candace Lunar, joining.
Hello.
Can't wait to see what that means, although I do know what it means after seeing some of her socials. But Charlie loves the group hugs. Am I missing anybody else here? What's Alan saying? The whole crew from Christina, Felicia, Kristen, Steve, the whole film crew made everything so much fun. Behind the scenes, so much fun. Outtake clips. Yeah, I know, Alan, that's always been a big ask. But, I'm going to echo the sentiment. And every Light Fighter, to my knowledge, on here that I've talked to or become friends with, to kind of get near the end here, once you're on Light Fight, not only is it a dream come true for many, you become a family. You get to meet all these people. And it really is that sad that last day when the crew member leaves. For us, Maggie was the last one out the door. Her and Javi came in, took some pictures with us, hung out with our cats, and then when they left, man, and it was just dark out there because it was sad. But the memories are there. That's what the memories are for, and that's why you go to the minis and the events and do things like this. You get to see some past faces. So I agree with you, Alan. And your time is just starting. once you air, you got the whole Christmas season to do this, and then you got the whole next year to continue. My advice is enjoy it, let it roll, have fun with it, and do the best you can, because at the end of the day, you've got this high quality, Hollywood produced video of your moment in time on TV with your display, and more importantly, your family. And for season 13, some of your community members, because you were able to bring people back into the filming. So it's an awesome thing.
True.
Speaking of awesome things, Fred Hoekstra, he recognized these faces. He helps with a lot of the Florida Mega Mini. So, oh, he must have heard us talking about him. Jordan Maywald, thank you for joining, buddy. Oh, another person I know who's been working a lot to get on Light Fight, Michael from Long Beach, California, has a really cool display that if it makes it, it's something that I know has never been shown on the show. So good luck to applying. And what else we got here? We got Carl being part of the Light Fight family. By the way, Carl, I agree. And the next time I get to Arizona, I'm definitely going to come see you. All right. I want to premiere something. It's a minute long, and kind of just to take a break from talking here and get a sip from the Light Fight cup. I made my own. If you watch my channel, I like making videos. I have fun with it. I use all free software, and I just wonder if I could be dangerous if I got professional, which, you know, hey, I did have a question, like, how can I come work for you?
You know what?
Hey, you never know.
People don't leave this show. We are so fortunate. We've had almost the entire crew for, 13 years. We don't have any vacancies that I'm aware of.
I know, it's been around. I know, but I will freelance. I will freelance.
Doing good work for the show, Brian, by being the librarian, by being the stats keeper, by having these great videos. That's how you work for the show.
That's my help. And again, got to get the rest more people on your interview. But I had a little fun. So the commercials came out, and I'm like, man. Then I got the list after I saw everybody, found their cities and states. There's only one that I haven't found yet, and I'll find out in another week or two. And then I got clips that they did naturally, I guess maybe out there, and I put together a little fan hype video. So let me play this. There's a lot of people watching still, but let me play this, and then we can kind of get on the other side, wrap things up, and get you on your way, and I can get doing my day job. And I hope it doesn't jitter too much with all this traffic. All the people are out there. They're not shopping. They're watching us. But here's my little season 13, The Librarian hype video. I'll post it by itself on my channel. Again, hit like, hit subscribe, follow, and you'll be able to check it out as well as other videos. But tell me what you think of this. I'm streaming, quality so-so, but I don't know. I watched it over and over already, just like I've watched Light Fight over and over already. And let's check it out real quick. See you in a minute and 20 seconds.
How are we going to get this started?
The Great Christmas Light Fight is on!
You are the champions of the Great Christmas Light Fight!
You guys are the champions of the Great Christmas! You just won $50,000!
A Great Christmas Light Fight trophy if it didn't do this! Hit it, Santa! Merry Christmas!
Not bad, huh? Not bad. A little jittery on the streaming there, but we'll post a clean version. But yeah, congratulations to everybody for season 13. Your time's finally come. You're going to get to see everything. We're going to get to find out what your displays look like, what your passion is, what you do for your community. We'll get to see who gets to take home the coveted Light Fight trophy. And it's going to be real fun. The footage looks amazing. I don't know. Every time I see these, Charlie Byers and I have talked about this. Every time we see these little leaks of clips and all. It's just insane of how much new stuff you're seeing just when you think what else could be done with Christmas lights. So it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the community is always pushing the envelope, and we love and appreciate that because that's what we're looking for to show the viewers, right? So new,
So
different. Keep going.
I'm going to try to close things out here for you. I'm going to check on the last comments here, if you don't mind, Felicia. I know I'm a little past your time here.
No worries. No, you're good.
Dean liked it. He said it looks great. Wait till you see your real footage. It's going to be even better. Candace loved it. I can't wait to see your display, Zip Tie Queen. Charlie, he's trying to say, hey, Charlie and I, we're going to do good things together. What else do we got? What do we got here? Riera from Sandus Castle, contender for this year. Awesome experience. Tip for light fighters: get some rest before the crew gets there. Yeah, they definitely stay late. 1, 2 in the morning, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. But like you said, you miss it. You miss it when it's done. So,
and he did a great job. I was able to go to that one. He did a really amazing job. Such a lovely family. But you will have a better experience if you've slept. I promise you. So he's learned from experience. We've all been there. So many of us have been there. But if you can be ready, I know Ann Hill talked about this in the interview with Charlie. If you can have everything done before we get there and you've had a full night's sleep before we get there, man, you're going to enjoy that experience so much more. Truly.
And like so many light fighters have told me, when you select your clothing and you're working with Christina and Bree to pick your clothing, just remember the weather. Like when we filmed our reveal night with Tanya, we had tropical storm remnants come through and it was warm. But then when we had the awesome experience to do the trophy ceremony, it was absolutely freezing and we were cold. So dress appropriately. Work with Christina to get outfits that make sense in your area. And as you know, weather is always changing. So Felicia, I guess kind of wrap things up here. Everybody tune in again Thursday, December 4th, 9 Eastern time for the first episode and premiere, kicking off with the Peluso family. And then the second episode starting at 10. Get your snacks in between. DVR it, rewatch it on Hulu, share it with your friends. We want to get the viewership to continue to rise. And it's going to be exciting. I'm excited and I can't wait. I can't wait to look at all the social posts afterwards, do another episode of the Librarian, join Charlie's show. Hopefully JR gets back to doing a show. I know he's busy with his business right now. And to talk to everybody and see what you thought. And we'll be doing that live as we peer the show. So any last comments you want to say, Felicia?
Yeah. And so after the premiere, which is very, very important, like he said, everyone watch the premiere live and then again on Hulu, which you can find it the next day. Then tune in the following week, same time, Thursday, 9 to 11. We've got 2 more episodes, including our heavyweights, which is a jaw-dropping heavyweight episode. And then the following week, the following Thursday, 9 to 11, once again, we have 2 more brand new episodes, and those are our finale episodes. So every single hour is lovely. The families are amazing. The displays are incredible. It's honestly one of our best seasons yet. We just keep growing and growing, and that's thanks to this great community. And thank you, Brian, for all the work you do being the librarian. You know, no one.
I wonder how I was received. It's all out of love. I just love this show, and I love the people on it and the people that put it together and the network that runs it. So I agree with you, and I can't wait. I am excited to see the heavyweights. Jordan was at that filming, and saw a picture of you with him. And there's other 2 unique ones, Imaginarium and Nauticus, which are different than I've ever seen before, as well as the River of Lights. That's going to be really cool. Hey, I did think of this before we go, because I have to. Why don't you guys, or why doesn't ABC post the clips anymore on YouTube, which is like the most viewed snippet spot to do? Is that? I missed that. That's where you go back and you see up to season, I think 10 is when they stopped. So anyway, they should go back.
I couldn't possibly answer that, but I will look into it. It's a decision made by lawyers
And we're going to end the note on lawyers. We're going to end it on lawyers.
No, we're not, because we're going to remind people to get new footage this year, film it horizontal, and submit it to the casting team at lightfightcasting.com, and they will give you a box folder where you can put new footage. So it's very important. Reach out. Yes, there we go on the scroll, lightfightcasting.com. And thank you to everyone for your continued support. We love our Light Fight community and the general lighting community. Even those people, we met so many good people at the conferences who maybe don't want to have a big enough display to be on the show, but they love the show and they love the community, and they're a special part of our community as well, right? You send me people, maybe you don't want to be on the show, but you send me other displays, right? So that we're all a big part of this family, and thank you to everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Felicia. I'm going to end it with the season commercial number 2 that came out from Light Fight, which focuses on the premiere episode. Then the outro will go. And Felicia, if you can hang for a minute afterwards, I appreciate it. If not, I get it. But again, everybody, thank you for joining us on December 1st, the kickoff of the holiday season, the kickoff of the season of Light Fight, at a rare noon interview. But we got great attendance. We got great comments. We got great feedback. And I'm Brian Michael, your librarian, and I really, really appreciate you joining. Have a great holiday season. Please like, subscribe, and follow. Please message me if you have any questions. And we'll see you on the next episode of The Librarian. Check this out, the season premiere commercial from Light Fight. And thank you again for listening today. Have a good one. Have a great Christmas.
This Christmas, the Light Fight Express is steaming towards our season premiere. With 2 pixel-perfect episodes on Santa's List.
I'm right at the top. Go figure.
So set your TVs to record.
They're watching the Great Christmas Light Fight!
Race home like a reindeer on Christmas Eve. And swing by to watch.
This is the coolest Christmas gift ever!
I'm dreaming of a light fight Christmas. With every light string that I light, may your display be vibrant and bright. And season 13 is back, thanks to Felicia Aaron-White.